Hello, and welcome to episode 144 of Comedians Interviewing Musicians. My name is Becky Jo Neal, and I am joined here today with the fantastic, talented, beautiful Veronica Williams. Ladies and gentlemen. Oh, I knocked my own glasses off. I was so excited. I'm so excited to have you. Thank you again for joining us. If y'all are unfamiliar, Miss Veronica Williams here is a beautiful opera fusion singer. She's absolutely incredibly talented. Can't wait to get to that. But before that, we'd like to thank our sponsors and patrons. All of you have been an integral part of our show, as well as getting us through this quarantine time. Jake Far Guitar Studios. If you need some lessons, you need guitar lessons. Jake Farr is a peach, and he is a known wonderful guitar teacher. Gerald Bailey at Gerald Bailey Cooks. Get your cooking on. We're all cooking at home now. Share Tea and Waffles the Chicken Purse. If you need a house, there are people, not me, who can afford houses. Call Share Tea at Share Tea Realtors. She will set you up. Ashley Weber at Ashley Weber Yoga. If you need, honestly, at this time, there's nothing better than to just take a couple deep breaths and stretch a little bit. Ashley Weber will help you out. We also have Debbie Stanley, who is the queen of house concerts. So make sure to check out Debbie Stanley. They do also online streamable house concerts. Check that stuff out. As well as some of our notable musician guests that have also turned into patrons. Jeff Plankenhorn, The Wallens, and Brian Wolf. We always love you so dearly, as well as Andy McIntyre. I can't believe I've been forgetting him for the last 2 weeks because I'm an ass. Andy McIntyre and his wife are incredible people. And Earl and Ray, this is just a shout out to our patron fans. I miss you and I love you and I can't wait to see you again. That being said, if you have a good time today, Chris is going to pin Miss Veronica's Venmo tip PayPal situation so that you can give her all of your money. Do that. And then you can tell all of your friends to give us money once a month. It's like a really cute deal. So thank you all again for joining us. Veronica, how have you been coping in quarantine? What have you been doing to entertain yourself?
In quarantine, I feel like it kind of knocked everyone on their asses at the same time. So, we're all kind of in the same place of trying to figure things out. But during my downtime, I found so much more time. I'm not running from here to there and there anymore. And I've been able to complete some projects and ideas that were in my mind and actually bring them to life. And it's been a really, a time of growth, of self-growth, and creation. So it's been interesting. I'm turning poison into medicine in some ways, but we all miss everyone and how it used to be.
Yeah, that's true. Have you discovered any new hobbies or talents of yours?
Actually, not really, but the newest thing for me, I actually just started working for realtor.com for it was completely outside of my career. And so I wanted to challenge myself and try something a little new. And so I guess going along with the self-growth thing, that's kind of been my new thing that I've been nurturing and focusing on is bettering myself and challenging myself.
I love it. I'm proud of you. I've literally just discovered that I like Cheez-Its on everything. That's about the only thing I figured out.
So. I've discovered that I'm addicted to Cheetos. It's a problem.
All day, every day, we'll eat a Cheeto on anything. Maybe that's the next thing I try out on every single food item I shove into my mouth. Just wait, have you seen I think it's a TikTok thing, but the jalapeno gutted and stuffed with cream cheese and then stuffed with Takis. Have you seen this?
No.
Okay, because earlier today I kept seeing people react to, they were eating a gutted out jalapeno. There's no seeds in it. It's not that hot.
Yeah.
And then they shove it full of cream cheese. And I'm like, well, completely negated. And then they put Takis in it and people are sweating and crying on TikTok. And then today I saw Lizzo do it and she was like, this isn't hot at all. What's the matter? I would eat that.
I don't know. I I am weird about spice, so I stay away from jalapenos. And then like cream cheese, I don't know. I don't know if maybe I tried it, but
There, she's not going to give up, but she'll say yes to anything once. Is there any weird food combination that you swear by?
um,
Because I'm from Kansas City and we do cinnamon rolls on our chili and there's beans in it. Like
that sounds amazing,
it's
and
good.
I'm gonna try that next time I make some chili.
Bet it is the best, I promise.
I need like some fights going on with the statement, but I must have grits with cheese.
Oh yeah.
There's like this debate. Should grits have cheese or grits have sugar? And no. Cheese.
I feel like cream of wheat is for sugar.
Yes, yes. And cinnamon and stuff like that. But
yeah, that's like oats. Also, if anybody saw my face have a stroke while Veronica wasn't saying anything, it's because Chris has figured out, our producer has figured out a way to talk to us that's not live to y'all, but it's live to Veronica and I. So every once in a while, Chris just said, "That's disgusting." And I like, I don't know where he's coming from. So if that happens again, don't call medical help on me. I'm just hearing Chris all the time. Dang it, it's just me now? Oh shit, this is even worse. I might actually be dreaming this. Okay, let's hear a song from Miss Veronica Williams. Shall we?
Bloop, sure.
All right, take it away, Veronica.
So some people who are tuning in are probably already familiar with this little ditty. It's an excerpt from Carmen that I combined R&B chorus with the main vocal line. So, yay, Carmen.
Yay, Carmen. That's what everyone said at home. Yay. Ooh, Bella Cruz said, love the musical Carmen. And she tagged someone named Carmen. Poor Carmen. She tagged on accident. Oh, I love it. Thank you. If you're just tuning in, we are here live with the sensation that is Veronica Williams. This is our first, maybe not the first trained opera singer. I'm pretty sure it's first, but definitely the first singer to present opera on our show. So thank you again for bringing this whole new I love it. I was born and raised a theater kid, and I told you before the show, my dad raised me practically on Pavarotti and show tunes. So like, this is my jam. And I thank you so much for your talent. Oh, Cheryl Stack says you sound good, Veronica. Good is in all caps. I'm gonna love that comment just for that one. I'm gonna.
Have you ever seen Pavarotti and Friends?
Oh, like, yeah. Well, see, my mom or my dad, I remember showed. I can't remember the last time I saw. Why do you have a story that makes me feel like I'm? Sorry, my sound just went out for a hot second. Hold up.
Well, I can hear.
Okay, good. This is live. My knee is unplugging my own microphone. Okay, good to know. That's all set. Yes, Pavarotti and Friends. Do you have like what was playing in your house all the time as a child that like you still to this day maybe influence or detest?
Oh, yeah. So basically, as soon as my mom found out she was pregnant with me, she would play Kathleen Battle and Jesse Norman like through her belly. And then once I was born, I was always put to sleep with those two like iconic Black opera singers. And that was kind of I had no choice but to fall in love with that. So yeah, I think of those two singers all the time. I mean, I haven't really spoken much on Jessie Norman's passing. She just passed and recently, and it, it was just one of those things like, wow, I'm never gonna meet her. You know, like I was so sure, you know, it was just from birth. I think everyone's mesmerized by Jessie Norman if they are familiar with her. And yeah, it's been hard, but she's a forever inspiration to my studies.
Oh, well, it's an absolute massive loss, but I think that sensation that you feel like, oh, like, of course, we are going to cross paths, that sort of determination. And I don't even know if it's that, like, it's the intoxicating nature of opera that drew you to it, but what keeps you practicing the art of opera? Like, what continues to inspire you?
Honestly, I just love it so much. And there's so many things that go into being an opera singer. That is what is the coolest part about it. You know, it's not just, you know, practicing your voice, but it's also studying the text, really, really understanding the grammar and every single literal translation of these words that you're singing so you can actually communicate and know what you're saying when you're singing it. And that in itself takes time. And then there's the acting aspect of it, which is always so much fun to work on. And of course, vocal technique. I had a crazy experience going with my transition from undergrad to grad school. I was like super, super nurtured at UT. I went to UT for my bachelor's in and after that amazing nurturing experience, I decided to go to a music conservatory for my master's. And it was just a completely different vibe. I didn't know conservatory life. And so that in itself was a shock. But during that time, I actually lost my father when I was getting my master's, going into my second semester up there. And simultaneously, along with other circumstances I won't even mention, but it was definitely not as much of a nurturing environment from the vocal faculty as it could have been. But during that time, I experienced a vocal decline. And I was in vocal therapy, like learning how to speak again.
Wow.
Very interesting. Never experienced anything like that and never imagined that I would. But because of that, and coming back to Austin, finding myself healing from all that after getting my master's, and finding a new teacher, Julie Wood. I studied with Julie Wood. She's amazing and knows, she's like Gandalf of vocal pedagogy. But really, really studying with someone who knows the voice and knows how to cater to each singer, because it's not the same. We're not built the same. It's just always a journey. There's always something new. There's always something new to work on. There's always new repertoire to work on, and that's really what makes me keep going, because it's like, give me more.
Damn it. Kim, okay, before Kim's obviously not here, for the people who are friends of the show, she had a roommate emergency tonight, so please send good thoughts and vibes to her. Kim bet me, she's like, I bet you, before she had to cancel, she was like, I bet you cry first. Yeah, I almost cried. So thank you for that. Your art is super inspiring, and obviously so, I mean, it comes from a real place, which is one of the reasons why we started the show, or why Chris thought of this entire idea, is that comedians and actors, and you have history on stage, so like, there's something very vulnerable about putting yourself out there in character and as you. And I think being a singer-songwriter and an opera singer, that's character and your natural God-given ability that's been trained, and they're very similar mindsets. You have so many good. Carmen L. Johnson says, so proud of you, Veronica, my inspiration. Bella Cruz said mom was intuitive about the opera thing. I think that's pretty. Also, your mom is a life coach, yes?
Oh yeah, so that's actually something I was definitely gonna plug. But another thing is, like, my mom is just amazing, and I have so many colleagues who just don't have support from their family, and I've never experienced that. I feel so fortunate and privileged in that regard. Both my parents throughout my life nurtured and encouraged music, and even my stepdad is like just so supportive, and he doesn't need to be, but yeah, like mom is a amazing life coach, trainer. Like, she's just got everything. So if anyone needs some guidance, or to get some goals on track, or do something productive during this downtime, check out my mom's life coaching events, and also like one-on-ones. Her website is lifeact3.com. And yeah.
I love it. There's even a theatrical aspect in her life coaching. Come on, Act 3. I'm here for it. Okay, my last question before we get into two songs, which is still family oriented. You have this amazing photo. Kim sent it to me. For evidence. This beautiful photo was, and the caption, this is from December 10th of 2019.
Yes.
And Kim's question is, that stunning photo was taken by your aunt. Explain these gorgeous photos.
That's hilarious, because I almost, when I saw that y'all used that photo, I was about to say the story. But I'm like, no, this is worth actually talking about. But okay, it's audition season. I go to New York. I have a couple of auditions, and my aunt, who's amazing, my aunt lindaturley.com is her website, by the way. She is a photographer based in New York, and she let me stay there. And one morning, she had a studio session scheduled. And it was like 5 minutes after the session was supposed to start that I hear her get a call, and it's obviously someone canceling on her 5 minutes after it was supposed to start. And I heard this woman like setting up all morning, her entire studio in her little tiny apartment, right? And so I get up, because I was half asleep the whole time. I get up and I'm like, did you just get canceled on? There's nothing worse than that, especially like when your time has been
Yeah.
exhausted and your energy as well. And she was like, yeah, I know, but she's like so positive. She's always been a beacon of light for me. She's just like, yeah, but hey, you want to have a photo shoot? And I was like, yeah.
Yeah.
So we just grab a whole bunch of things. She just has endless little trinkets and things, and we had so much fun. And she took that shot in her apartment.
It's beautiful. She's clearly super talented and like unmesswithable, and I love it.
Yeah, it's crazy. And then also she took the other one as well with the fur. And that was the same day, the same shoot. Yes, like we were doing everything. And that was actually her throw from her couch. And I was like, hey, while we're at it, let's use this as a
resources, reduce, reuse, rethrow. Yes. I love it. Oh man. Okay. Before we get into your second and third song, there's some people for the podcast listeners. This setup you have is one so gorgeous. You've got this like great little sunset lighting coming in through these beautiful windows, and all this like this gorgeous piano right by the window. Like where are you at right now?
I am in Leander. Out in Leander, just past Cedar Park, if you can imagine there's things out there. But yes, Leander. So during this time, I'm, again, when it comes to the supportive parents, COVID, gigs canceled, money was gone, especially before I had gotten this, was just so lucky to have gotten this job with Realtor.com, which has just changed everything. But prior to that, I've been staying with my parents. And so we're out here in a cute little house in Leander, and just a little bit about this puppy. I think this is SX. It's made by Steinway, and this is just forever going to be in my life and passed down. And then I was born into the Nichiren Buddhism practice, and so this is my mother's beautiful altar for her. Yeah, it's anyway.
I think it's gorgeous. So we're gonna hear a couple more songs. Oh, and Carmen says, with two cute doggos. Yes, she knows. But we're going to hear a couple more songs from the incredibly talented Veronica Williams. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're having a good time, tip them. It's a pinned comment. It would be so nice. So do it.
Okay, so I'll stand up for this. So this is the newest of my opera and R&B vocal fusion project that I've been experimenting with during this downtime. I don't know, it's just kind of the essence of me, this whole idea of just fusing everything that's in my brain into one thing. So I hope you enjoy it. Also, I love how one of the posts on Instagram was like, we'll be singing Handel in no time. How did you know I was going to sing Handel tonight? Because there's no way you could have known. But yeah, can you handle it? I will be singing Ombra Mai Fu, which is like Handel's like top 10 best hit. So that was the new. There should be a video coming soon. I don't even know why I'm fixing this. All right, so that was the last of my opera R&B fusion things. So now I'd like to go into a different direction. This is a project that I've been sitting on and working on for a very long time. And of course, before COVID, when life was life, I was just running around everywhere, all these odd jobs, trying to make ends meet, and really never had any time to spend on my outside, projects that have just been festering in my brain. So anyway, this track is called She Smiles, and it'll be on my upcoming EP that I'll be finishing this month. So be looking out for it in November. Super excited. And so here's She Smiles. It's time to face another day and wash the inner pain away. Time never stops. There's too much to face. There must be a better way to get my mind in a healthy state. But she's right inside. She's she's and the moon's highlight. She's but she's right inside. It's time to face another day and wash the inner pain away. I know that's a ending, but
Woo! Okay, good God. Just whenever. We all don't need to just be crying over some beautiful music this evening. Whenever. It's fine. We are obviously joined by the insanely talented Veronica Williams. If you are having an awesome time like I am, please tip them in the comments. It is a pinned comment. Get on it. Thank you again so much for being a part of the show. I cannot tell you how much
thank you for the invitation. I'm like, yeah, I'm so excited. This is a lot of fun.
I'm glad you're having fun because now I have to ask Kim's questions. I hope she's watching it. Okay, she's always the queen of the creep. She really truly is. She's like the Nancy Drew on Instagram. Okay, she said the first question is, and this is one of the ones I said pre-interview, Kim and I inevitably always end up with at least 2 of the same questions, and tonight we had 4, which is just terrifying. She asks, your mashups are gorgeous. Double down on that statement, absolutely. The one of Say So, the Doja Cat cover, holy shit, is so good. She just said yes with a bunch of E's and A's. What other mashups might we be looking forward to? And if you could sing a mashup with anyone dead or alive, who would it be?
Oh, okay, coming through with the questions. Dang.
Mm-hmm. Kim's creepy and very good at her job.
Absolutely. So tonight I revealed the next little fusion thing that I'm doing. But in regards to mashups, honestly, I've kind of been lost there. I don't know if I want to do like a genre, like a mashup of like R&B hits from this decade, or like a mashup of like theme songs that we all know, or another mashup of just one artist, So I'm always open to ideas. In regards to mashups, it'll probably just it'll probably just happen when I get hit with something. Maybe Brandy, honestly. Brandy, pinnacle vocals. Like I've been listening to her since middle school, like Full Moon. I listened to that every day, like on the way to school. Like I was like in a music video out the window on the bus.
See, I was a lot less cool. It was Shania Twain's Up. That was me. I was like in my mom's van, like up, up, up. It was not as cute.
That's awesome.
Bless Shania. Maybe a Shania Brandy mashup. We'll do it together.
Oh my gosh. I feel like that would literally explode the internet.
That would be, I don't know, because Orville Peck just worked with Shania. Not that that's like a genre crossover, but I was like, oh, Shania is now officially owning her gay iconness. That is what she is doing. True. Okay. She also wants to know, please explain these Until Tomorrow pics. Is at Bro Ham Drummer still in trouble?
Oh yeah. It was like Until Tomorrow. Yeah, there was this random thing that was going. I think Sydney Scott even like she had like a hilarious post. It was started by like Bob Flacco. I don't know if you've heard him, but the Nether Hour. They are an amazing band and probably would be a lot of fun to interview. But yeah, it was started by Bob Flacco, and he like tags. He tagged all these people in it, and I ended up seeing the tag. And
oh no,
that's really it. It was just kind of like an inside musician thing.
Just stuck in the hashtag. It
no one else really cared about
it. Nonsense. Oh, this is one of the ones I loved that I wrote down too, because there are so many famous opera houses and places to sing. Kim wants to know, where is somewhere you would love to travel to and do an opera, and what is a dream opera? Or hers was role, and my question was dream opera house. Do you have a dream opera role, a dream house, and like the ideal place to be cast in an opera?
Yeah. So I think every American singer is going to say the Met immediately. And, up until recently, that has been like the pinnacle for me. But then there's Europe. And so a dream would either be the Opera House in Covent Garden, the Royal Opera House, or La Scala in Italy.
Wow.
That would be amazing. But if I could have my way, like a dream would be singing in like predominantly like diverse cast at the Met, because that just has not ever happened, unless if it's Porgy and Bess, which is an amazing work, don't get me wrong, but
it can't be the only one.
It can't be. And also, like, there's Black composers who've written operas too, and Porgy and Bess was written by an ally, which is like, I mean, it's brilliant. It is a brilliant work. But it shocks me that people like William Grant still like aren't being performed at the Met. He was a pioneer in composition as a Black man, and I don't know. It would just be cool to have like an all-Black cast of Carmen.
No shit.
You know? Like that would be so interesting. Or just like even what La Boheme or something, like something that's super popular, or like The Marriage of Figaro or something. Like what if that was like an all like Hispanic cast or something? You know what I mean? Like I just want to see something new happening. Because there are so many talented people that are being overlooked. And recently there was an article that came out showing the stats of Black singers at the Met. And it really opens my eyes. Like, I think it was Black History Month this year, when they did Black opera singers at the Met exhibit. And people like took those singers, the top singers, and compared them to their counterparts. And the amounts of times that they were utilized were like a fraction in compared to their counterparts. And it's like, so even the greats that everyone was like, oh yeah, they had it, they made it to the Met. Yeah, they made it to the Met, but it was like, they weren't really singing, which is insane to me.
It's like people who call Viola Davis the Black Meryl Streep. Bitch, she's Viola Davis.
Exactly that.
Why bring up the white counterpart if you're not automatically assuming that the white counterpart is going to get the role like that? It should be called out, and it should absolutely be, because I think it's what's so interesting about opera too, is like, especially when there's like far more white representation in opera, is like all of these operas, like whether they were written by white people or whatever, like I think it's hysterical how quickly white people will be like, opera is an art, but someone speaking Spanish next to me is not okay.
Like, oh my gosh.
Y'all get your shit together. It's
and
not
that's another thing. I feel like the opera scene could change drastically in the best way, you know, because so many people think I have to dress a certain way and act a certain way to be able to be in this space with people and watch this show. But like when I'm at the opera, like I'll be woo, like screaming at the top of my lungs, moving, bobbing my head and all that stuff, and I make an effort to really, really let loose, because that feeling, there's nothing cool about that feeling of like, if I like breathe, someone next to me is gonna hear me and they're gonna be mad and turn around and shush me, you know?
No. And you know what? I will say, my mother, this is going, it's, I swear this metaphor comes back. My mother has been in lifelong in politics and in law, and she is never surprised when a politician, some creepy old man politician has a sex scandal that's just like ridiculous. And there's that, I think he was a judge or something that just got in trouble for being a creep to a bunch of young boys. She always says, why does it always have to do with sex with those people? And I often think the stuffy old white people at operas are the same thing. They just want to sit and suffer. They don't want to celebrate. They don't want to have a good time. They want to look like they're having the worst time of their life and then get up and be like, I paid $300 for that and I feel meh about it.
Right. And it's very, very interesting. But the thing that I love about Austin is there's these little tiny opera companies that have popped up that have just completely changed the idea of opera by having opera in unconventional spaces, like 1 ounce opera and local opera, local artists, Lola, which is run by Liz Cass, and these little companies. Like, I don't think that a lot of young opera singers in other cities, for example, have access to things like that. Mm-hmm. Where you have performance experience in an unconventional space that's like free and still learn good repertoire and get good training and experience.
Right. So, if it's not there, how is someone to see it?
Yeah.
That is the Catholic law of ignorance, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the argumentation of the catechism. No. Kim also had, first, Maurice Young says you should make a track with Ice JJ Fish.
Oh my gosh, I hate you, Mo. That's my cousin, by the way. He just came back from deployment in Kuwait.
Thank you for your service, Maurice.
I know he started off in Dubai.
Ooh.
And then he ended up somewhere else. I believe it was Kuwait, but I'm not sure. But yeah, he's been gone for 10 months, and I'm so happy he's home and safe and all good with his boo, my best friend Courtney, you know. But do you know who Ice JJ Fish is?
No.
I'll send it to you. It's just a mess.
Fair. So that duet is not coming anytime soon.
No,
maybe. Fair, and that, you know what? Ice JJ Fish sounds like a screen name I should have given myself as opposed to the weird emo one I did give.
He claims to have like, I don't know, was it like 1,000 voices?
Like he can impersonate 1,000 people?
Huh?
Like he can impersonate 1,000 people, or?
It's kind of up to speculation. I honestly don't know what's going on up there. But he'll just be like, and here's another one. And then here's another one. Oh, it's so interesting. And he'll like add loops to himself, like kind of like what I do, only just like
insane.
It's so good.
And maybe let's just pray it's like one of those Miranda sings things, and like who.
Like I think all of us are hoping that, but I know it's kind of like a mystery to me and my cousin Maurice. It's like, is this real?
Like your cousin is like, I have to serve my country. Can someone explain to me what's happening right now?
Let's get this cleared up.
Right. Ooh, Amy Brooks Davis is watching from Alaska, and we love you, sis.
That's my sister.
Hi. Oh, that's so awesome. You really do have like a badass family support system. That is super.
Absolutely.
As we're talking about things that make you feel good, Kim's question is, so you have a wrist piercing? I mean, damn, hot. Do you plan on getting more piercings or tattoos? Does this conflict with the opera world at all? Because you like a hot rocker opera goddess. That was her direct question.
Questions. Okay, so with the wrist piercing, it's gone. I will never forget this. It was actually my favorite piercing. And I was in the shower and one of the gems fell off, right? So I found the gem in the shower before it went down the drain, and I'm focused on like holding it with my toes so it doesn't go down the drain, and I'm turning off the water, but I'm still like covered in soap. And so like I did something with my squeegee and it wrapped around the other gem and just pulled it out.
So you had the like U-shaped bar.
Yeah, it was a little like half of a
And it pops up on, that's called, right, it's the industrial.
industrial.
Yeah. So I have a chest dermal. Oh, you can't see it in this weird lighting.
Yeah.
That's what I went in to get. And they were like, oh, that rejection rate's so high there. Your boobs move a lot. It'll just shove itself out. And so he's like, we're just going to do a microdermal punch. And then he did this. I get that shit stuck on my loofah all the time. It's miserable.
And I was so careful because it was the same thing. It was like, it's going to reject. Mm-hmm. I'm going to take care of it like extra. And it lasted for months. I think it was like month 5 or 6. And I was so proud of it because it was healthy. It wasn't rejecting. It wasn't rising or anything. But alas.
It's one of those things. Did it affect, did people, like what you were saying earlier, like you have to dress and like look a certain way? Did you feel obligated to like cover it up? Or did you feel like, this is who I am, I'm talented, let that speak for itself?
For sure. This is who I am. Because I've always had facial piercings too prior to getting that. And yeah, like with my septum piercing, I'll pop it up whenever I'm performing on stage, just because it's like it'll probably look like boogers like shining.
Yep, I know that.
I usually pop that up, and then my Monroe, it just blends in enough to where it doesn't really show from the audience. But I'll never forget when I got this tattoo of the bust of Nefertiti, and this was for me solely. It was just like a reminder to myself that I'm a queen. That was like the point, at that point in my life. And so I got it, and I was so scared. Like I was petrified that this was the end of my career. I went back and forth like every day, like, what have I done? And then I'm like, oh, but there's makeup. And so I would cover this for my auditions at the time when I first got it. But then after a while, I'm like, why am I doing this? This doesn't make any sense. Like, I am what I am, and there is makeup. So the point, that was like a change in my mind. Like, instead of worrying of if this is gonna deny me opportunities, how about I get to a point where I'm undeniable? And it's like, there's no more like, oh, she's got a tattoo, I don't know about that, but oh, that's fine. Like we can just cover that up with makeup.
Damn, I'm gonna cry again. Jesus, it's true. People hold so much weight and authority on their own perceptions, which I find to be so interesting in the world of art. How could you possibly tell from someone's presented like appearance what they could potentially be in a costume or with makeup? There's no way.
Exactly. That's like, it's the whole point.
Exactly. It's the whole point. How you want me to act? I'm a professional chameleon. You would think that I would be able to handle this. Nope. People, they're going to learn today. That's the damn truth.
And also, like a side note, fast forward to the past few years, I was the first singer in residence of the San Antonio Symphony. And I got that opportunity with this out. I sang every single concert with this out. Wow. So yeah, I feel like it would be so cool if the opera world would just, there's so many people who are on the same level as me, by the way. It's changing, like there's people talking and whatever, but it would just be cool if like opera could be compared to even Broadway, Right. Broadway is the same thing, but people don't think like in regards to going to a theater, sitting down, paying a lot of money to see a show. It's the same thing, but for some reason going to Hamilton is going to be different than going to Carmen, but it shouldn't.
Right. And like newsflash, no Broadway singers and dancers like they're living in the same rate. Like they also cannot get tattoos and piercings. They're almost held like there's it's so weird. Even in the training and audition process, both arts take just as long to build a resume, just as hard of a hustle. There's equally fewer opportunities for everybody every year. It's like, shit. Get it right. If we could all just accept shitty tattoos like we do in the comedian world, we would be fine. If I had a dime for every comedian I know with some shitty tattoos, including myself, I wouldn't need to be in comedy anymore. We're going to do one more song before we cut the live feed, but I just want to double down and thank our sponsors and patrons again. Without you, this whole entire thing could not be possible. If you want to tell your friends about this cool show that you've subscribed to, please do. Our Patreon link is cimp.live. You can find a multitude of weird bonus content, which we're about to film. You can see the bonus interview after this. If you're having a good time, just toss a few bones at us once a month, and you can see all that shit. And when we come back to live shows, if and when, praise be, I was trying to find a totem to pray to, and all I can find is one of my dad's golf trophies, so maybe that'll work. Please let us go back to the live shows soon so we can hug and kiss everybody and see y'all in person, and maybe we'll get to see Miss Veronica again. And if you, I was like, I thought that was Chris for a second. I'm like, every time I hear, if you had an amazing time like the rest of us did, please, please, please tip Veronica. It is a pinned comment in the comments. You know where to go. I know a couple of people commented saying that they had already tipped. So thank you. And if you had a lovely time, just consider supporting music firsthand. Again, Veronica, thank you so much for being on the show. It means a lot.
Thank you.
And we're going to hear one more song, and then we're going to come back and say goodbye. And in that time, you can subscribe to our Patreon so you can see the bonus 10 minutes we're going to film after this. So please enjoy one more song by the insanely talented Veronica Williams.
All right, y'all. So I'm going to utilize this beautiful piano behind me, finally. I wrote this song when my dad passed, and I feel like this is a good time to reveal this to an audience bigger than, just several people. But this is Dad's song, and I feel like a lot of people can relate to this memorial song right now with all the loss that's happening in this country right now. Another chance to be with you. Another chance to speak with you. Another chance to grow with you. Another chance to be with you. Another chance to speak with you. Another chance to grow with you. Oh, time has passed me by. You still remain so heavy on my mind. And now I've come to find I'm so half empty without you. I search for space and time in hopes I get the chance to find a sign, in hopes I get the chance to say goodbye. I'm so half empty without you. you. No time has passed me by. You still remain so heavy on my mind. And now I've gonna find I'm so half empty without you. I search for space and time in hopes I get the chance to find a sign. In hopes I get the chance to say goodbye. I'm so half empty without you.
Good Lord have mercy. That was Veronica Williams, the incredibly talented Veronica Williams. Thank you all so much for being here tonight. We are going to play a game.
Yes.
So if you want to see it, you're going to have to subscribe to Patreon. It's going to be a doozy. So we love y'all. Bye.
So happy to have been able to be a part of this.
Absolutely. We're blessed to have you.
I'll be right back.
Take your time. We got good comments. There are lots of people happy. They're doing great. Oh, there we go. There was that tiny glitch at the beginning. I don't know what the fuck happened. My microphone was popping on my end. Driving me insane. I thought for a second it was you. And so I was just trying to rein in, and I was like, no, it's me. I knocked something loose on my end, and I'm so dumb. And it was this, I basically just wrapped my microphone cord around my USB adapter, and my brain was being scrambled by. I'm so glad you didn't hear it, because I thought maybe